Hello there, and thanks for joining me. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm Steph Storm. In this video, I want to share with you some designer tips on how to hang your artwork. And also be sure to stay with me to the end of the video because I also want to show you how I DIY a large scale piece of art in a very inexpensive way. So keep watching. There are some basic standards to keep in mind in order to get your desired results. We'll discuss 4 today: scale, height, shape, and style. Example number 1 is about scale. One of the most common mistakes is to hang the artwork too high. In this illustration, the artwork is disconnected from the shelf, and you shouldn't have to tilt your head upwards in order to view the painting. This is a better example on how it should look. In this case, the art piece we're referring to is a mirror. It's closer to the shelf, and you can actually see yourself in the mirror. So when it comes to height, a basic standard that you can go by to hang your art is to place it at eye level. What is eye level, you might ask? It's an average of 60 to 66 inches from the floor, because some people are taller or shorter. However, the center of your artwork should be your measuring point. Also, you're going to want to anchor your art to a piece of furniture below it. Otherwise, just like you see here in this example, the art will look like it was just randomly placed and floating off into space. Next, we'll talk about scale, or the size of your art piece. This example is perfectly scaled to fit the size of the console table below it. A general rule is for the art to take up 2/3 the space from the edges of the table. You can even make your art the same width as the table, but it should not be wider than the table. The accessories on the table should layer and complement the art. They should not compete with it or obstruct the view. We'll talk more about accessories in another video. When deciding on the scale of your artwork, you will want to also take into consideration the height of your ceiling. Don't be afraid to go big. Large art gives you a high-end designer look. And besides, people will automatically assume that your art piece was expensive if it's large. Consider if the space that you're wanting to fill with art is either landscape or portrait orientation. In other words, is it horizontal or vertical placement? Behind a long sofa, it would be appropriate to have a horizontal orientation. However, above this desk, a portrait placement would be better, taking advantage of the vertical height of the wall. Going back to the point about art being anchored to the furniture below it, take a look at this example. What do you see that's wrong here? Is the artwork connected to the bed, the nightstand, or the chair? That's right, it's not connected to anything, and neither is this piece here. Maybe we've all been guilty of making this mistake and just hanging art in a random kind of way. Now this example is perfect. The art is the right scale, the vertical placement is perfect to fit the space, as well as being anchored to the chair and the nightstand. This one looks pretty good too. Moving on to our third standard, which is shape. I'm not talking about the shape of your artwork, but rather what shape does your artwork create on the wall? How does this example feel to you? In addition to the artwork being too small in scale, the spacing between the pieces are too wide. They are also very disconnected from the sofa. This one is perfect. Can you see the differences? What about this grouping of 3 over the sofa? Though the artwork itself is pretty, this grouping breaks the 2/3 rule because the art is wider than the sofa. How do we fix this? Remove one piece of art and place it on another wall. Just use 2 pieces in the grouping and center it over the sofa. A grouping of 5 can make an oval shape over the sofa, with each piece hung very close together. And this group of 4 makes a square. The pieces should be no more than 2 inches apart. Now, if you're watching this video and you're looking at your walls and you're thinking, did I do that right? Maybe I need to make some changes and move some things around. That's okay. Go ahead and pause the video and make the adjustments. That's what this video is all about. I'm here to help. Let's discuss collages or gallery walls. A common mistake is to be really random with no cohesive design plan. This one looks a little busy and distracting. But how about this? Much better. This gallery of photos creates a circle shape on the wall, which is a bit easier on the eyes. Even if you want to use different size frames, it can still look great. This gallery wall creates the rectangle shape above the sofa. And if you're really feeling trendy, you can make a heart or even a tree. The last point that we'll cover is style. Art is very personal. It should reflect your taste and the style that you've chosen to decorate your home. It should reveal something about you and your personality. This gallery wall showcases a boat collection or a travel theme. Maybe you want to tell your story through family heritage photos. Or perhaps you want to create a feeling of warmth and make your guests feel welcome in your home. Notice how this example deliberately uses the same finish on all of the frames and only black and white prints. Another way to achieve this is to use photographs of family all wearing the same color clothes, or have them all be on a similar background. These designer tips work well with any style, and they'll help your room to look very pulled together and professional. If you like this video, scroll down and give it a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to get more helpful decorating tips. An inexpensive way to have large art in your home is to make it yourself. Today I'm using shower curtains because my husband loves horses. Shower curtains offer a great selection of themes and images to choose from. I found this one at the Dollar General for only $8. The first step was to press it and get all of the creases out from the packaging. Then I laid down the canvas and the curtain on top of it just to get an idea of how I wanted to center my art on this piece of canvas. Then I kind of eyeballed an extra couple of inches all the way around before I cut. This way I would have enough to wrap around the canvas and staple it. Next, lay the image right side down and put the canvas on top of the image. I start stapling in the middle on one side. Once that one whole side is complete, I flip it over and do the opposite side so that the material can be stretched evenly. Trim off the excess fabric. And here it is, my shower curtain art piece. Do you know how much you would pay for this in a retail store just because of the size? It took less than an hour to make from start to finish. So I made 2 of them. The horse on the right represents my husband, the horse on the left represents me, and I'll put a landscape image of the 2 of us together in the middle. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you'll come back again. I post videos regularly on decorating, event planning, and lifestyle. I'm Steph Storm, and you'll see me next time.